he comes off the banking. Joe Graff in the 07 also making a pit stop. And we have a spinner, the 0 of Jeffrey Earnhardt, but he collects it, and he will make it in with no accident. We stay green, Vince. What happened to Earnhardt?
Really, it's pretty early. You know, you first got on the brakes. You look at the, a lot of weepers, we call a lot of water down there on the apron. Well, that could have kind of come into play there. No hard to follow, though. I think he's good to go before tires on it.
Yeah, that was very odd. The rear of the car locked up really quick. Almost wonder if somehow the brake bias.
Well, you see it there in the back of your screen. Yeah, I mean, for him to lose it all by himself like that, I'm pretty certain there's a tire that's gone. And there you see part of the carcass of the tire. Maybe off the right rear.
Hey, but he hangs on to it, and fortunate for him, I mean, the grass got him. Top 5 at Talladega. Jeb Burton, A.J. Allmendinger, Austin Cindric, and we've got trouble.
We have pretty good size.
Brandon Jones among them involved. Michael Annett and Ty Dillon in the 54.
Man, hate that for Ty Dillon. I mean, we've all talked about it. He just can't escape these kind of situations right now, and that's tough for him in this part-time schedule he's got.
A couple of Gibbs cars torn up in this one here.
Brandon Jones, one of our drivers, going for that $100,000 bonus via the Dash for Cash, and he's busted up.
See what happened here. Oh, looks like the 07's trying to squeak up. Maybe had a flat tire.
Joe Graff lost, either had a tire go down or lost the handling for sure in some way.
I mean, for him to get that tight and drive all the way past cars to find the wall, I'm pretty sure he had something go wrong, and that just causes chaos.
These cars do creep up on you. I mean, you do feel very good in the draft here, but situations like these are the ones that cause these big pileups. Exit of 2, exit of 4. All of a sudden, you don't have any handling issue all race long, and you get in a situation like that with cars on your outside, and you know the car just does something you're not predicting, and it creates situations like these.
Unbelievable work by our camera folks. I mean, you can just see the debris flying through the air off of these race cars. Jones trying to get through, and Annett almost spun clean down in front of Ty Dillon, but once the 54 got together with the 19, it was on.
And not that you can say you're lucky in a moment like that, but Ty Dillon was a little bit lucky that Brandon Jones was there.
Yeah, you can see he drops out of that outside lane because he clearly has either a tire going down or some kind of a failure, and that car starts to spin around. Pretty amazing that Corey LaJoie didn't make contact, or any of the other drivers that were behind him.
Now, Gase not driving his usual 53. That is a Davey Allison tribute paint scheme.
And now look at Kyle Busch go backwards because of that.
And he did. He went backwards because he chose the he's wrecking. Joey Logano.
Logano. And Keselowski
is in it.
Boy, it's just scary. Anytime that air gets underneath that car, gets it airborne like that. Thankful to see that car get back on 4 wheels and not have a moving around.
Grabbing the window net there. That's a good sign. Yeah, but look at the 11. He moves down to try to go on the bottom, gets turns him into the Joey Logano, and then Jeff, we've all felt it. That silence when that car goes over, it gets really, really quiet. Not a fun sound.
And you have no idea if that car is just going to start rolling and continuing to roll, or if it's going to settle down. Luckily, that's what it did.
Let's use the Goodyear aerial coverage, see if we can see how this started.
Okay, so there's the push of the 22 by the 11. Watch the 47 get to the rear bumper of the 11. Right here, that's that sandwich we talk about. And when Denny stepped out, the 47 was still connected. And that little bit of contact is what turned Denny into the 22 of Logano.
End of stage 1. Whew. under caution.
He gets a little contact there. This goes back to those conversations from Daytona. Those 3 Penske cars, and you can include the Wood brothers in that, they wanted to stay nose to tail to end this stage. They did not, because Joey could have very easily jumped out of the line there. He had the run. He had the momentum.
And I tell you, looking back on the 11 car at Denny right there, if he wouldn't have hit Joey Logano, he would have been wrecked and out of the race.
You saw Chase Briscoe come down track trying to miss Logano. Denny Hamlin.
That Denny's getting a big push from behind with Ricky Stenhouse Jr. And I don't know if he just was pushed so hard that he had to step out, or he just tried to make that move at that moment, and then he did. It turned him.
Kevin Harvick.
That's as close as it gets right there.
Brad Keselowski looks like he has this missed.
He does everything right. He sees it happen. He moves down the apron, gets on the brakes, slows the car down, avoids the wreck. But unfortunately, somebody comes off the bacon and collects him.
But no damage to his car. And Bubba Wallace.
Yeah, this is the one I like. I mean, you want to talk about in your face. Look at this. This is an automobile coming at you. DoorDash is a sponsor, man. DoorDash me some new underwear. I got a mad. I'm telling you.
And it'll be 1 to go when they get back.
It's just, Denny in the outside wall.
There's that risk assessment. Man,
Hendrick cars, all 3 Hendrick cars that are left of this field.
That was a big block. Stacked them all up, turned them around.
It wasn't a question of if, it was a matter of when.
I was just about to say, one more lap to have a wreck, and then it started. Run on the top, yeah.
And watch this block of Brad.
Wait, oh boy, yeah. So Denny's teammate, Truex, was trying to push him, but when Brad moved up in that outside lane, then that stacked up Denny, and he had to move left to right, and then that's when the rear bumper of the night on Denny hooked the front bumper of Truex. That's what you see right there. Turns Denny into that outside lane, or out the outside wall.
William Byron down into his teammate Alex Bowman,
and below him was Chase Elliott.
Riding with Hamlin.
You can hear the RPMs pick up.
We've talked about this communication, the spotter and the driver. Get your hand out the window. Make sure those guys know you're pitting. Not only in that car, but
we got
trouble.
one spinning.
And that's exactly why you do that.
Now we stay green as Stenhouse works it to pit road. No caution
right here.
I'm trying to think who that is. The orange car there that looked like came down from the high line and made contact with Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Oh, he gets turned.
Yeah, he was on the outside. I don't even know if he was going to try to pit with him. He was on the outside.
I don't think he was. I just think there was some contact. Maybe he did check up, and he was going to try to get in line, and the car behind didn't know. Yeah, so clearly those guys, they see up ahead that Quin Houff had blown a right front tire, was slowing down. That's all it takes, is just to check up the slightest bit. Thank goodness he stayed up against the wall. That would have taken out all of our leaders. Lined up. Look at Eric Jones.
A mile and a half to go.
Talked about right there.
That Jones boy up into 4th.
Kevin Harvick with a run.
Chris Buescher back there. He's wrecking. He's in the wall.
Big run.
17 in the wall, but here they come.
What's McDowell going to do?
Down to the finish. One car turned in the fence. Keselowski, the leader. To the outside comes McDowell, and Brad Keselowski wins Talladega as one car goes sliding, spinning, slamming into the inside wall.
Man, that was wild.
Turn 3.
Well, I mean, they're wrecking behind. You see that Chris Buescher gets in the wall, but a big run was coming from a push from William Byron to the 34 McDowell as they're still spinning and wrecking into the wall. Eric Jones, but the race was not over. The caution was not out. I think, you know, this is going to be one that Matty D is going to want to have over, because he moved up to block that outside lane, come to take the white flag, and the run was coming on the inside from Keselowski.
But the run that McDowell had